A very good evening and welcome along to 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 here in Podgorica as Montenegro take on Czechia. The two sides were in competitive action on Saturday, but tonight it's just a friendly to close out the 2022-23 campaign. Contrasting results. Montenegro could only draw against Hungary. Good result on paper that, albeit they've now got one win, one draw and one loss from their three matches thus far in European qualifying. No such concerns for Czechia. Scored 3 goals without reply against the Faroe Islands. So they come here in good spirits, albeit much changed teams both for Montenegro and the visitors this evening, Czechia. Certainly Czechia in particular, there was a proviso provided by several of the senior players to the head coach, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, in that they would play on Saturday in that all-important qualifier in 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, but then be released ahead of this particular assignment. The Czech League begins earlier than several of its European counterparts. There will be some preliminary European qualifiers coming up, particularly for those based with the two capital clubs, Slavia and Sparta Prague. Montenegro have also reduced their initial party, which was fairly substantial. 31 players initially called up for this international break by Miodrag Radulovic. He too has also realised he doesn't require that many for this game against Czechia. There is still some local interest here, particularly as Montenegro have come up against the Czechs 4 times in the past. They've lost on all 4 occasions. They've never scored in that time, so that would be the first item on the agenda this evening to try and put right. Nice to see some young supporters in attendance as well. Future of the Montenegrin game. Keeping an eye on some of the more established stars. There is no Stefan Jovetic from the start. We will get to team news in due course. But Montenegro's all-time leading goalscorer is among the substitutes at the start this evening. Understandable decision, really, given his well-publicised issues with injury throughout his illustrious career, which is beginning to wind down. Still plenty of talent out there, though, on both sides, and lots of individuals keen to perform. Montenegro, nicknamed the Brave Falcons. You can see why. A quick glance at their national flag. It's been a long, hard season for everyone, but both Montenegro and Czechia will be keen to sign off with victory as they meet here this evening in Podgorica. Tonight is the chance for several players to stake a claim for more regular inclusion for their countries. We're only midway through their respective European qualifying campaigns, but those take a pause for this evening. They will resume in September. Tonight it is all about national pride and perhaps some of those lesser included members really making an argument to be in the starting side as and when competitive action resumes a few months from today. Final game then of this international season 2022-23. Almost ready to go here at 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 in the Montenegrin capital of Podgorica. It's Montenegro against Czechia. First we pause for the respective national anthems. crowd just beginning to fill out here at the Podgorica City Stadium. Very impressive rendition there of the Montenegrin national anthem. Montenegro head coach 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰 retains just 4 members of the team that began Saturday's goalless draw against Hungary. The survivors are Savic and Tomašević at the back, and Jankovic and Savicevic in midfield. Right centre-back Miloš Milovic wins just a 3rd cap for his country. No Jovetic in from the start tonight, so Stefan Savic deputises with the armband. Matthew De Gabriele of Malta is our match official. We have a local 4th official, as is often the way when it comes to friendly action, Miloš Bošković, the man on the sidelines. As for the Czechs, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 goes with 9 changes compared with the 11 that won in the Faroe Islands. Captain Souček keeps his place, as does Černý, who scored 2 stunning goals in Tórshavn. Elsewhere, there are rare opportunities for Stronati and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. A fairly reduced bench, as you can see there, for Tomáš Souček et al. 2 goalkeepers and just 5 outfield players available. That's because several didn't make the trip here, plus they've lost Král to injury too. An opportunity for a victory, a chance to grow in confidence, and perhaps scope for experimentation too for Radulovic of Montenegro and his opposite number, Jaroslav Šilhavý, the Czechia coach. We're underway here in Podgorica. You can be sure both of these teams will be keeping an eye on the respective groups later on to see how their opponents fare. Montenegro involved in Group G of qualifying for Euro 2024. For Czechia, they're in Group E, and they're going very well, top of that section, which is why they will provide certainly a stern test for Montenegro this evening. Montenegro, at least, staying true to their tactical principles. They have changed a great deal in terms of personnel. Slightly risky there from Šarkić early on, the goalkeeper. But Montenegro do keep faith with this 3-5-2 system. Not so Czechia. Miodrag Radulovic has been in the helm since December 2020. Only the 6th coach in Montenegro's history, which does speak to just how young this footballing nation is. Forward by Savic. That's Černý. And now an opportunity for the home side to scamper forward, perhaps, or so they thought. Grimace from Marko Vukčević. Just thought he'd got away there. It is a milestone match in charge for Jaroslav Šilhavý. It's game number 50 as Czechia head coach. As well served again with Souček skippering the side. No rest for the wicked. Here is Souček. Now the exciting Černý took his 2 goals beautifully well against Faroe Islands. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, coach, bristled at the suggestion that that result was a formality, said everyone thinks the Faroe Islands are a minnow, can tell you they're not. Did slightly contradict himself, albeit Czechia scored 3 goals without reply. He said, no disrespect to the Faroes, we should have scored more. Or perhaps that was just an indication of how well his side played. Zimmer. Forward by Brabec. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰's ball in, easily dealt with by Savic. But again, Czechia quick to the loose ball. Has been a very good start to qualifying for the Czechs. 2 wins and a draw. The draw, a rather surprising stalemate in Moldova. That was the second of 2 matches in the March international break. Clever touch there towards 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. This is 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Souček with the ball in. They'll try again here. Time and space for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Will be disappointed with the eventual delivery. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 onto his favoured left. We saw that twice in the Faroe Islands. This time around his radar wasn't quite as accurate as it was on Saturday. Shifted the ball really well there. Can be sure they've looked at that, Montenegro, but Milutin Osmajic was unable to stop 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Here come the Czechs again. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 seeing plenty of the ball early on. And there he was unable to find 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, one of the 2 players playing up with him in this front 3. It's a 3-4-3 for the Czechs. Contrast from that 4-2-3-1 that they set up with for that victory over the Faroe Islands. Montenegro, meanwhile, just struggling in the final third. I'd have been pleased with the clean sheet here against Hungary, had it come with the bonus of a goal. But it is a competitive section theirs, featuring their old rival Serbia. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰's interested here, and he very nearly got the bounce of the ball. Credit to Šárkić for doing enough. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, that's a better ball in, and it needed dealing with by Vukcevic. Very risky ball back there from Vukan Savicevic. Saw his namesake in the crowd just before the national anthems, Dejan. Legendary player once of Milan. He's the president of the Montenegrin Football Association. No relation, incidentally, Vukan and Dejan Savicevic. The bulk of Czechia's play coming down this near side in the opening stages. I think that's the first touch for Václav, the goalkeeper. Not a bad ball in towards 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who couldn't get there. It was an awkward one to deal with for Tomašević. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰's kept it in. It's a risky ball out. Czechia have won it back. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, Souček breaking forward. Finally, Montenegro can get a touch on the ball. That was the right idea. Well watched by Patrizio Stronati. Doesn't take a genius to realise he's got Italian heritage, his father. Czech mother. Montenegro keen to look direct as and when they get the opportunity. Several players springing in behind for Lofted balls forward. Savic had to be on his toes there. 𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 takes charge. It's all too easy though for Czechia here in the early stages. It's a bit better from Radunovic, bring it down. Now space between the lines. Had to come back though, did Jankovic. Bakic. Savicevic. Too much flight on that. That's what allowed 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 to intervene. Vukcevic has found space for the cross. It's a nice one too. That's very calm defending from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Clearly got a shout from his goalkeeper that there was no one in red behind him, hence the composure. Similar cool shown there by Marko Bakic. Clipped forward by Savic. Two Czech players there almost went for the same ball. Zimmer, who had a frustrating season with Torino. Dealt with there by Savic, not once but twice. He's kept it in play as well, to his credit. Savic again there to retrieve. That ball slightly overhit for Osmajic. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, the Czechia head coach, decided to allow several players to go home. Holeš, Soufal, Krejci, Ħuďa, Jurasek, Jurecka all had prior agreements ahead of that Faroe Islands game that they wouldn't be involved tonight. All of those, bar Soufal of West Ham, are based in Prague with either Slavia or Sparta. Soufal had a very taxing season that culminated in triumph in the UEFA Europa Conference League, but so too did Souček, and he's out there tonight. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, it's a good ball. Černý was on the move there. 𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓷𝓰 won't prevent the first corner of the evening. They're yet to draw a save out of 𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Might be an opportunity here from the set piece. Taken short by Černý. Sadilek back for Černý. Sliced into touch, albeit for a throw this time. Černý. Back from Sadilek. Czechia hogging the ball, but not much in the way of probing so far. Fairly quiet in the final third. It's a good ball, Souček. Now the cross comes in for Černý. Was goal bound, but it was comfortable for Matěj 𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Mugasza comes short. 3 goals in the last 7 internationals for Montenegro, and 2 of those were scored by Stefan Savic, the centre-back, in 2-2 draw against Slovakia in November. So that's clearly an area for improvement for Miodrag Radulovic. Savic now able to carry it forward. With this cap, incidentally, Savic for the moment moves level with Stefan Jovetic. It's another Czechia corner. This is the main challenge with this earlier kick-off slot. 6 p.m. local time. It is sweltering out there. Temperatures up towards 30 degrees just prior to kick-off. Cherny with the ball in, and the header from 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 floats harmlessly over the top. He did make a splash early on in his international career. He is still very much in the early stages. This is only his 3rd cap, but he scored a dozen minutes into his international debut. That was against the Faroe Islands, albeit when the sides met back in November. Czechia won that one by 5-0. Forward by Zimmer. That's a foul by Savic. Excellent hold-up play there by Momir Khitil. Whose form for Sigma Olomouc has earned him a move to Slavia Prague. It was announced at the end of last month. It will be quite the change. He was with Olomouc since the age of 10. It was Cherny's weaker right foot, and it showed on the cross. Souček popping up all over the place. Souček's ball through. Zeleny won't catch it. We have settled into a fairly visible pattern of play now. Czechia trying to take the game to Montenegro. Home side content to sit back and absorb the pressure and hope to be a bit more direct where possible. Towards Cherny, an opportunity here for Cherny, lovely drop of the shoulder, but he can't finish because of some fabulous defending on the line. We'll try again, Cherny, this time he strikes it goalwards, and this time 𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has to make the save. 2 Czechia chances, and both of them fell the way of Václav Cherny, a man in form. Got away very easily here from Tomáševič. The goalkeeper was beaten. It is brilliant defending. And then so too was 𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 on his toes to keep that out. And a much-travelled Matías 𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, most recently with Stoke City. Now he will revert to his parent club of Wolves. Born in England as well, despite representing Montenegro. this will only add further fuel to the fire. Something of a press lobby building in Czechia as to the fact that 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 should always start. Some controversy that he hasn't always been playing from the first whistle. He showed his brilliant ability with those 2 goals against the Faroe Islands. Does appear to be Czechia's most technical player. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Again, Montenegro have given it away, and once more it's 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷, nice disguise on the ball, and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷 this time has to keep out the effort from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. But Montenegro are playing with fire here defensively. And it's 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷 causing all the problems when he's not going for goal himself. He's turning provider. Lovely weight on that ball, and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷 didn't quite generate the power he was hoping to. This is his sixth cap for Momir 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷. Scored 3 goals, they all came in the same match. You mentioned that 5-0 win against the Faroes back in November. That was his international debut, and he scored a hat-trick on it. Went away with the match ball, not found the net in any of his 4 appearances since, nor so in 19 minutes of action thus far tonight. And now Montenegro, who haven't done any attacking thus far, have a rare opportunity here from the set piece. It's clipped in, and there's a free header as well. That looked like handball. Certainly the movement towards it was suspicious. It was Tomašević, Montenegro player, who had the chance in the first place. And that's a silly challenge there. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has been impeded. David Zimmer, a man who couldn't feasibly get to the ball. They didn't stop him from trying. Did well just to get his body between Zimmer and the ball there, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Tomašević's header, which went right back towards a Czech player, and Zimmer very quick to say there's nothing wrong with that suspicious lurch and lean towards the ball. Do give the referee a question to answer in that case. It is a friendly, so no video assistant referee. But 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who hasn't had any work to do thus far, might have something to do here. Savicevic, the right-footed option. And again, Jankovic with his left foot stood over it. Left again by Savicevic, and in the end, the effort from Jankovic comfortably over the top. Couldn't have placed it any more kindly, really. One of those that goes flying into the top corner in training, but not so tonight for Marko Jankovic. That's excellent hold-up play. And that was a suspicious challenge again. The referee decides against sanctioning David Zimmer, who's taken a couple of chances defensively. You can see he's rusty. It's his first game since January, and it shows. Had knee surgery in February to repair his meniscus. Despite being based in the north of Italy with Torino, he actually went back to his hometown of Olomouc. Torino medical staff did travel with him, but the procedure was overseen by a Czechia national team doctor, Professor Kalina. And Zimmer struggling to get up to the pace of play so far. But if you can't work your way back towards full fitness in a friendly, when can you really? That must be the rationale from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷, it's loose for once, but he's got it back again. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰 wanted the return pass. Instead, 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has to poke it away from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. That was the ball from 𝓳𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, and Zīma got the wrong side of Osmajić. I'm not sure how much of the ball he got there. That is Zīma's effort. It's involved at both ends so far. Hurriedly cleared there by Osmajić. Sadilek, who had the joy of sharing a pitch with his brother for a couple of minutes late on against the Faroe Islands. Sadilek again, Souček. Montenegro getting all 11 men behind the ball and asking Czechia to break them down. Something they've been unable to achieve thus far. Zīma. Very easy again for the home side to deal with defensively. It's good work again from 𝓳𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Holding the ball up intelligently. Just winning a free kick and allowing his team to get a breather in. In the absence of Jovetic, he is the man out there with the most goals for his country. 15, this is his 49th cap, and a cooling break. An opportunity for Václav Černý just have words with Matthew De Gabriele, our Maltese match official. Montenegro might feel slightly hard done by, they didn't get a penalty. Might be a friendly, but challenges have still been going in from both sides. That was Zīma pleading his innocence first for the handball and latterly for that, but he doesn't get anywhere near the ball. And Osmajić appeared to be the wrong side of the Czech defender. I do wonder, on another day, in a competitive match, with a video assistant referee, as to whether Montenegro might have had that decision overturned. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓷𝓰 will be really keen for his side to get amongst the goals. He was vocal in his praise ahead of this match for the opposition. Said the Czechs are a high-quality team. Reminded the assembled Montenegrin media that Czechia did make it to the Euro. Černý, good ball, and that was a chance. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 once again combining with Černý. It's been the combination throughout for Czechia. Great weight on the ball. All he had to do was guide it goalwards. It wasn't easy by any means, but the service top quality, a finish less so from Mojmír 𝓳𝓸𝓷. And as long as Černý's on the pitch, Czechia stand a very good chance of winning this match. Sloppy from Jankovic. Games to come in Group G, which is where Montenegro have been drawn, albeit the later kick-off slot, as Bulgaria against Serbia, which is bottom against top. Good enterprising run forward here from 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who's not really featured. That's a brilliant header. And now Czechia do have the lead, and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 moments after spurning that volley makes full use of this opportunity. And just before the half-hour mark, it's 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰's Czechia who lead. All the powers on the cross there for Momir 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. So all he had to do was guide it goalwards, and that's exactly what he did. Again, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 involved, albeit earlier on, and 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷, who hasn't really featured with the good ball back. Such was the shape on the cross from Dodiera. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 just had to plant his header down and away from the goalkeeper. It's a neat finish, and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷 very nearly produced a wonder save. Got a hand to it, but unable to divert it away from goal, and in his 50th match in charge, Jaroslav Šilhavý is grateful to Momir 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 and his 4th goal for Czechia. And that is the form that earned him a move to Slavia Prague. A dozen goals domestically in the league. Sigma Olomouc rather intelligently, although they didn't reveal details of the transfer fee involved, has been made public they have a sell-on clause. But hang on, here's a chance for Montenegro to respond immediately. Czechia looking a little bit ragged defensively. Bakic shaping up for one. Instead, Václav can watch it wide. On the balance of play, you can make a fairly compelling case for Czechia warranting and deserving this lead. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 having had a couple of sighters, finally found the target, such as the proximity from which he headed it. It was always going to be challenging for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 to keep it out. Czechia feel they can go on and score more goals in this first half. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷, that's a good ball. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷 with the cutback. This time Savic has to step in. Montenegro struggling defensively. Say what you like about the Faroe Islands, we are seeing the importance of confidence and form. Those 3 goals without reply in 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 serving Czechia very well. Montenegro short on confidence and light on goals in the final third. Bakic. Jankovic. Forward by Tomašević. It was a bit better from Montenegro. More of a methodical plan behind that particular passage of play, but again it broke down. Seems to be an open secret that he's going to be moving on very soon. Václav 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 has been playing for FC Twente in the Netherlands, which recently played host to the Nations League Final 4, Enschede. But there's talk of a switch to Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has come a long way out and sliced it straight up in the air. Breaks here for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 to strike, and he rushed it. Slightly fortuitous defending there from Jakub Brabec. Does seem to cannon off his backside, and then he located it fairly swiftly. Sadiliek. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, the man who teed up the opening goal. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Back it goes for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. And to think this international break for Czechia began with controversy. Antonín Barák of Fiorentina left out for disciplinary reasons, essentially. Barák, who had come up against his international colleagues Soufal and Souček in Prague for the Conference League final. Good aggressive defending there from Brabec. It's all Czechia in this first half. Souček. Souček making the forward run. So then you got Chytil waiting in the box. Zeleny stopping the potential counter at source there. Players can be slightly more aggressive in a friendly, knowing that they're unlikely to be sanctioned with a yellow card, and even if they were, it wouldn't necessarily count towards possible bans for the remainder of the qualifying campaign. Czechia will next be in action against Albania, which will be match day 4 for them. It's at home, and they have another friendly against Hungary, away. Hungary, who are in the same group as Montenegro. In fact, their last opponents. That was loose from Savicevic. Seemed unsure as to what to do. Jankovic. It's a better ball. Nice idea by Osmajic. To their credit, they have tried to combine Mugosha and Osmajic, the Montenegrin front pairing. Zummerhal. Now Mugosha, aware of what was around him. Osmajic waits further forward. It's he who tries to latch onto this cross. That's Sleek able to give the shout to 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 that he had time to deal with it. Again, Šárkić has come off his line. That's the right decision. It's a lovely ball through. Sleek will get there though. Better from Bakic. Vukcevic breaking in from right wing and almost latching onto that. Zummerhal got the wrong side, but flag went up. He was a late call-up, wasn't initially in the squad, Jaromír Zummerhal. Got the call after Ondrej Linger pulled up with an injury. Zummerhal might be able to understand some of the Czech. He plays his club football in Slovakia, Slovan Bratislava. Very similar languages, Czech and Slovak. So too do Montenegro have a player based in Slovakia, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who's available amongst the substitutes. Cut out by Bakic. Montenegro have won it high up the pitch. Able to then work the transition from there. They start again with 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Tomašević getting forward, he was caught. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 pleads his innocence, but Montenegro worked the overload well there, and they have a free kick as a reward. Just got sucked into the challenge by what initially appeared a slightly heavy touch from Žarko Tomašević. And if Czechia were to concede here, they'd feel a bit aggrieved because Montenegro haven't fashioned too much. And it comes from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Really clear comfortably by David Zimmer. Now 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. He can launch the counter. 5 forward in white here if they can make it work. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. This is Chytil. And still, he was aware that Zimmeral was free on the far side, but his body language, understandably, fairly dejected because of how long it took for Czechia to get the ball across. Just over 5 minutes to play until the break. Czechia in front as of 28 minutes when Momir Chytil headed home from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰's cross. Just given up the chase there had Radunovic, which is a shame because the ball was an intelligent one. Just dropped out of the Turkish Super League with Giresunspor as Vukan Savicevic. He also played for Slovan Bratislava in the past. Crowd trying to do their bit now. Forward by Šarkić. Again, Czechia come away with the ball, but that was a fairly obvious foul from Zeleny. How much will we see of Stevan Jovetic in the second half? Someone who's long overdue a goal for his country, the leading scorer. ·31 goals, but it's more than 2 years since he last found the net for Montenegro. There has been a reliance on him ever since he took over the mantle from Niko Vucinic. On by Jankovic. Good work here from Osmajic, shooting chance for Jankovic. Fabulous last-ditch defending there from Stronati in particular, and a shake of the head for Miodrag Radulovic because that was much better from his side, opening up the visitors. Bakic, Jankovic, this is 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, wants the return, nearly got it too. Osmajic has won it back. Jankovic again trying to pull the strings, just wanted too long in possession. Černý. And still, Černý might hit it from there. Instead his touch was a little heavy. Czech keeps it moving. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Nice football this from the Czechs. Savic there to sweep it clear. Brabec has given it away. If we are to see any added time at the end of this first half, it will be just to compensate the stoppage we had for the cooling break. These searing temperatures in the Montenegrin capital. That was Osmic teeing it up really nicely. The drop of the shoulder was fabulous from Jankovic. It would have been quite some equaliser had it not been met with the resistance of a couple of Czech players diving in the way. Sadilek. Zeleni's ball in, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 got there again. This time he didn't connect. He and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 have been a thorn in Montenegro's side in the first half. And it's not one, it's the other. Bakic. Radunovic. Savicevic allowed to turn. Back with Bakic. Savic. This is Jankovic. .60 seconds then near the end of this first half of added time. Savic with the ball forward. Won't be a corner because 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 was swiftly across. He's saying the whole ball hasn't crossed the line. Look to Mitchell Cherry, the Maltese assistant on the far side. This was marginal. Montenegro have let it bounce, but back came Milovic just to cushion it back to his goalkeeper. The added time is all but done now. Czechia in control here in Podgorica. They've had the better of the opportunities and they took one chance just before the half-hour mark. Mojmir 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, the man who guided his header past Šarkic after some excellent wing play from Dodjera. Czechia might have had more in truth, but they could yet go on to score again in the second half. Montenegro need to improve in the opening 45 minutes if they're to avoid defeat. At the break here in Podgorica, Montenegro 0, Czechia 1. It's trailed by a goal to nil. Tomáš Souček, the Czech captain, in good spirits, and understandably so, because Momir Chytil has scored the only goal, and a good goal it was too. Heading past Šárkić after fine wing play from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Trio of substitutes about to be brought on for the home side. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, Bubania and Radulovic all ready to go. And for two of those players, it will be an international debut. So too, Czechia about to send on some reinforcements as well. So here's Stefan Lončar. He has played for Montenegro in the past. This is cap number 8 for the man based in Hungary with Debrecen, but it is an international bow there for Vladan Bubania, and so too does Andrea Radulovic make his international debut. On comes Łukasz Prowod. First of two Czechia changes, and cap number 3 for Jakub Jugas. Zeleny, the man not re-emerging for the second half there. Czechia posted a half-time lead, but can they see this advantage through to the conclusion? We're back underway in Podgorica. So Montenegro will be hoping for an improved performance after the break compared with what they offered up in the opening 45 minutes.
Number 14, Łukasz Prowod, and player number 6, Jarosław Zeleny, is replaced by player number 19, Jakub Jugas.
Vukcevic trying to cause problems there. There's a big swing there from Stronati. Didn't realise there was an opponent behind him. So I mentioned the 3 players coming on for Montenegro: Radulovic, Bubania and Lončar. Jankovic, Savicevic and Milovic, the 3 that haven't re-emerged for the second half. For Czechia, it's Zeleny and Zmrhal who've made way for Provod and Jugas respectively. And an early free kick opportunity in this second half now for Montenegro. The substitute Radulovic will take. Radulovic with the ball in, that's a good header, but a comfortable save for 𝓲𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Always hard to generate enough power from there, particularly as it's on the edge of his own box, or the opposition box rather, Małgorzata. Only 2 players in Montenegro history have scored more than him. Jovetic with 31, Vucinic with 17. He's only a couple behind Vucinic now. Here's Chytil. Now 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Sadilek. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 shown inside onto his strong left foot. Souček tried to let fly. Montenegro have a couple of assignments come the autumn. They go to Lithuania first. Lithuania have taken just 1 point from 2 games. They're in action later away to Hungary. And the second of Montenegro's games comes against Bulgaria, the team they've beaten so far in qualifying. That was match day 1. A solitary goal sufficed from Kristovic to get the win in Sofia. now seen 2 of Czechia's 5 outfield players that are available amongst the substitutes. They've only got 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 to possibly come, unless they decide to mix things up between the sticks as well. It is the sort of evening to introduce young and new fans to the sport. It is a school night, but fairly sociable kick-off time, not too late. Ħitil with the pace. Has he got the final ball? He just lent into his opponent, which is why the whistle's gone. It's looked very lively, though. That was the foul on 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. He's one of those who has worn the armband in the past. When there's no Jovetic and Savic, Tomášević can captain his country. Did so 3 times during the Nations League campaign. He's back with Astana now in Kazakhstan. Second spell with them. One of those that played 90 minutes on Saturday. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 just having some words with his coaching staff there. As to some possible tweaks, no doubt. Vukcevic. On it goes from Bakic. Longchar's ball through, just seemed to tread on it there, which is a shame. Czerny waits for teammates to run beyond him. That's a lovely turn. Souček. Sadilek joining in. Souček in space. Good ball. Czerny was offside. Nothing wrong with the move at all from Czechia. Czerny clearly the wrong side of the last defender when Souček played him in. Great weight on the pass from the skipper. Not too much in it. Vukcevic was the deepest man in red, wearing 18. But the right wing-back managed to just squeeze up in time. Credit to the assistant. They only get one look on occasions such as this. Longchat. Radunovic. Longchat has to take the long route round, and Sadilek wanted a touch as well off a red shirt there before it went out. It is just a Montenegro throw. Bakic. Bubania. Forward by Savic. Asked a bit too much there of his colleague, Radunovic. Andrija Radulovic turned down Serbia in favour of Montenegro. One time he was very highly rated prospect. Just lost a bit of momentum in his career. But at one stage there was Manchester City, Inter, Barcelona and Milan chasing after him, particularly when Milan had Zvonimir Boban on their staff, the former Croatia star. Forward by Šarkić. Easily dealt with by Jugas. Now Czechia have given it away. Brabec stepped out there, now they're caught slightly short. Savic has found 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Keen to impress. Vukcevic on the overlap. Well dealt with by 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, but better from Montenegro. Savic. Given away, so too is it spurned by Zimmer. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 turned into trouble. 𝓳𝓸𝓲 came away with the ball and won a free kick as well. It was a difficult domestic season for Tomáš Souček and West Ham, but in his own words, they turned an ordinary season into an extraordinary one by capturing European silverware. Stefan Jovetic remains on the bench for the moment. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. 𝓳𝓸𝓲 again demanding the ball. Here he is now. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. 𝓳𝓸𝓲 with the ball in, it should be the goalkeepers. He's flapped it in a little. Did eventually get the job done though, albeit not completely convincingly. Souček finding a pocket of space. Good ball too, but the cutback doesn't reach anyone in white and blue. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 emerges with the ball. 𝓳𝓸𝓲. Chytil was caught from behind by Savic. And now Czechia will surely be giving the ball to 𝓳𝓸𝓲 or perhaps Souček. He should know better than that, Stefan Savic. He's hugely experienced. Turned 32 in early January. He's been at Atletico Madrid for a long time now. Said after that goalless draw against Hungary, he said we'll see come the end of the qualifying campaign as to whether that point is enough. Now, Michal 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 wearing 8. He's never scored for his country. It's been a good week for him, featuring alongside his brother Łukasz. Souček another option, and predictably, the wand of the left foot of 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷. Left by Souček. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷 with the effort! And there is his first international goal. He played on the same pitch as his brother in the win over the Faroe Islands, and 3 days on, it is a first international goal for Michal 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷. Left by Souček. Once it was over the wall, Sarkic committed himself, and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 got it up and down. It's fairly central in truth, but the goalkeeper had committed himself. And something to savour there for Michal 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 of Czechia. If playing with his brother was, in his own words, a dream come true, then that's surely something to rival it. First time he's got on the score sheet for his country. Kristovic is the latest Montenegrin thrown on. We now trail by 2-0. Sama is on. With Bakic being replaced. They were the first pair of brothers, incidentally, the 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰s, to play for Czechia since 2011 with Roman and Michal Hubnik. And whereas Łukasz only got a bit of a cameo, his older brother, for his first cap, Łukasz of Sparta Prague, it's Michal of FC Twente. He scored his first goal for Czechia on this, his 16th cap. And what a goal it was too. We won't dwell on the questionable goalkeeping from Šárkič. That was a risk there. Kristovic has gone down. And Vaclík was sluggish coming off his line. Just seemed to take his eye off the ball completely there, Tomáš Vaclík. He spent the second half of last season in the second tier with Huddersfield Town in England, having begun the season with Olympiacos, moved in January to Yorkshire. Has been in slightly more exotic climes during his career, including Seville. Sure, he's still going over that in his mind, Matija Šárkič. Another player who can't really get too much momentum, just loan spell after loan spell, most recently with Stoke City. An hour gone in Podgorica. Czechia 2 goals up, 1 in each half, first from Chytil and latterly from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Bubania. It's been good aggressive defending from Brabec throughout. It should be fresh, that back three for Czechia. None of them featured. Zimmer, Stronati and Brabec in their most recent game. From the looks of things, Miodrag Radulovic, the Montenegrin coach, is loath to use his all-time leading goal scorer Jovetic. Would be a risk for Jovetic to pick up an injury at this stage with another move imminent. He was with Hertha Berlin, who were relegated from the Bundesliga. Did have an automatic contract extension written into one of the clauses of his deal. Would have triggered an extended stay had he featured for 45 minutes in at least 60% of the games. He didn't reach that. Another campaign littered with injuries for Jovetic. That's been the story of his otherwise brilliant career. Watched wide there by Vaclík. A bit more ambition shown from Montenegro. Samai, who's only just come on. Did well to get away from Souček, just not able to bend it back in time to really trouble the goalkeeper. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, the scorer of the second goal. This is Stronati. Souček. Incredible the energy levels of Tomáš Souček. Every minute there were previous 6 internationals. Here's another shooting chance for Czechia. There's Provod getting forward. Vukcevic has won a throw, albeit 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 suggesting to the 4th official that the ball had long since crossed the touchline. Not sure it did. They are well placed to qualify for next year's European Championship, Czechia, with those 7 points from a possible 9. Should really be maximum points. It was a shock to see them draw away in Moldova. It was, however, a statement of intent to open up in match day 1 with that 3-1 victory over Poland to look their nearest challengers, but ahead of tonight, they actually had a 4-point lead over Poland and Albania. Poland go to Moldova later. Albania are in action in the Faroe Islands. It's a feature of this qualifying campaign that there are 5-team groups, which means every time a match day comes around, one team does have a rest. It's the case for these 2 teams tonight. That's why they've organised a friendly. Forward by 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, wonderful control there. Provod's cut back. Savic took a chance. And Montenegro just about deal with it. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Positive defending there from David Zimmer. Now there's time and space. Bubania. Vukcevic. Waiting for movement in the middle. Vukcevic with the ball in. Headed clear by Brabec. Radunovic. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. 𝓳𝓸𝓲 again goes for goal. It's a beauty. Well, that has got the crowd on its feet. What a stunning finish that is from Driton 𝓳𝓸𝓲 for his first international goal. The second half substitute, he's not been on long at all. 7 minutes is all it's taken for him to pick out the top corner. I saw him try one a little earlier on. 𝓳𝓸𝓲 didn't need much in the way of space. He knew exactly where he wanted to place it, and he has picked out the top corner there, and how. 𝓲𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 not getting anywhere near it. And Montenegro, with a quarter of the match remaining, are right back in this game. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has found Souček. Could be more goals in the offing here, albeit for the visitors, Czechia. Provod collects the give and go. Still Provod. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Souček. Chytil. They've got a bit over-elaborate there for Czechia. Suddenly Montenegro looked transformed, or so it appeared. Radunovic has given it away. 𝓳𝓸𝓲 just ran out of pitch there. That's surely a goal kick. Indeed it is. Enterprising wing play again from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Here's a real opportunity, and one which is spurned by Provod. Łukasz Provod of Slavia Prague just had to guide this on target. It wasn't dissimilar from the effort spurned by Chytil early on in the first half. Never looked really comfortable, never quite got set. But it's what we said at the top of this game, that it was an opportunity for players that don't feature that much to show the head coach what they can do. And here's 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰. Is it two apiece? Great save that from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. And Montenegro, from having been outplayed and looking forlorn at 2-0 down, were very nearly all square there. Vukcevic, he's found a cross. Smashed over by 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰. He's very highly thought of, 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰. And when he found himself one-on-one there, thought that was his moment. Great change of pace. Decided against using his teammate. And he just tried to give the goalkeeper the eyes. In the end, he hit it dead straight. And that would have been a debut goal for him. And it was almost two Montenegrin substitutes scoring. Time for cooling break, Mark 2. And Czerny has just begun to fade as this game's gone on, and understandably so. Chance for 𝓳𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 to get on. He can have his own personal warm-up whilst his teammates get some fluids on board. Czerny unable to add to that brilliant brace he scored in Scandinavia. But he surely has to be a fixture in this starting 11 for Czechia. But a game that seemed to be petering out towards a fairly comfortable win for Czechia has now just changed script, and with that goal from 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, they've finally found the net against Czechia. The fifth time of asking after 4 defeats without scoring, albeit all in competitive action. They met twice in qualifying for Euro 2012. They had a pair of fixtures trying to qualify for Euro 2020. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 will always remember that goal. His first for Montenegro is the best we've seen tonight by some distance too. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓷𝓰's free kick was impressive. This was even better. The ability to shift it didn't appear to be much on at all, let alone that. And this was 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓰 also opening his account for his country. And Šarkić just fatally stepped the wrong way and left himself nowhere to go. He seemed to be suggesting that the wall should have jumped from that body language. It's one they will assess, no doubt, later on tonight or perhaps in the coming days. It'll be the task of Miodrag Radulovic. Czechia now looking less assured defensively. Given how Montenegro have toiled in the final third, 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 might well be due a start. It's exactly what you need in the team if you're not breaking sides down, if you are lacking that creativity. Having a player who can score from distance opens up a whole nother dimension. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓰. Montenegro have definitely missed Adam Marušić of Lazio. He's one of their senior players. He's not been available for selection due to injury. Savic has been let off on this occasion. Radulovic does look a talent, scored a goal on his debut, age 17, for Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda, if you prefer. Radulovic. Now Țamai. Does he fancy another pop from distance? Still Țamai, urged to shoot, this time with his left. And once again he worked the goalkeeper. Confidence coursing through the veins of Triton Țamai. Had plenty of power behind it again. Souček. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 again dropping in between some of those central defenders to help Czechia build out from the back. Long by Stronati, down by Zimmer. This is Hljišek. Getting to the byline, Zimmer with the opportunity instead. He very neatly tees up Provod. And Czechia restore their two-goal cushion. It's another substitute on target, this time for Czechia. And Łukasz Provod just kept his cool. It's a goal made by the awareness here of Zimmer. Never likely to miss from 11 yards, just in from the penalty spot. Zimmer with the cool head. And easy enough for Provod just to wrong foot the goalkeeper. Montenegro, having worked hard to get back into the match, will be bitterly disappointed with how they've just gifted another goal. It's only his second goal. His previous goal for his country came way back in March 2021. It was the opener in a qualifier against Belgium, which finished one apiece. One 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 for another. Michal's got his first international goal, and a second cap for Łukasz, now Sparta Prague. And we're also going to see Dusan Bakic, having earlier seen Marko. So off comes Osmajic. Dusan Bakic, who plays his club football in Belarus with Dynamo Minsk, wins his third cap for his country. Radulovic. That's a corner off Zimmer. Vučević winning it. Montenegro's game against Hungary didn't feature any goals, so we've been spoilt tonight in comparison. And Czechia, having scored 3 in the Faroe Islands, have struck the same number here in Podgorica. Radulovic takes the corner. The goalkeeper came and just about got fingertips to it, and needed to as well. Positive from Václav. Can't have it both ways. Frequently hear complaints when goalkeepers are stuck to their line and don't come and take charge. So if they do that and get enough on the ball, you have to give them credit. Still a dozen minutes to play in Podgorica. Montenegro's attacking ambition again sharpened by them conceding once more. Stefan Savic is having a disagreement in the penalty area. Discussions with Jakub Brabec. Two uncompromising centre-halves. Samai with the ball in, headed clear by Souček. Montenegro have taken it quickly. Samai, very comfortable on both feet, as we've already seen. Montenegro forced all the way back by the Czech press. That was clumsy from Radulovic, but not quite enough weight on the pass to take it into touch. Not that Savic will necessarily thank him for that unnecessary dash in the direction of the ball. Bakic kept the ball in play but couldn't keep his balance. Souček. Zimmer, who began this evening as right centre-back, is now operating on the left. It's given away to Radulovic. Kristovic. They can turn on the style when they want to, Montenegro. Not seen enough of that flair so far. But there's been enough flashes of promise from Radulovic here on the ball, and Samai as well, to show the future is bright for the brave Falcons. Samai. Tomaszewicz. Radulovic seeing plenty of the ball. He won't turn 21 until early next month. Andrea Radulovic, not related to the head coach. It will be encouraging for Czechia and their fans that even without the likes of 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who is on the score sheet in that win over the Faroe Islands, Holeš as well, Jurasek, Jurečka, Král, plenty of first-teamers, all spared the trip to Montenegro. Provided they're fit and healthy, they'll all be available for selection in September. Czechia will look to try and get the job done sooner rather than later when it comes to sewing up qualification for Euro 2024. Kristovic kept it in play, but 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 stayed with him stride for stride. Zimmer. Now the flag stays down here. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 could be in for his second. It's a good save from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓰. And on another evening, he might have had a hat-trick. Mojmír 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, again, it was too straight. Give the goalkeeper credit for making himself big, but we'd seen that earlier on as well at the other end of the pitch. Provod took a big hit for his troubles there. He spotted 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 making the run in behind. Knew he was going to get clattered, but kept his eye on the ball and played this pass. That's when he was cleaned out. Savic never getting back to 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. The goalkeeper read it, started to go early, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷, and almost guessed right. And that was the challenge from Žarko Tomáševič. never getting to the ball in time. And whilst the referee will have been reluctant, we do finally have a yellow card tonight. Not really given too much of an option there, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. They only had 5 outfield players amongst the substitutes, did Czechia, but 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has decided to use all of them. Matušek is ready to go. As and when the ball goes out of play, lovely flick on there from Chytil. Good pace shown here from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. And Czechia add a 4th. It's another substitute who's got his name on the score sheet. 8 minutes after the strike from Provod, now 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 grabs himself a goal. Not prolific at international level. Bit of controversy as to whether he might have gone to join up with the under-21s for the European Championship. But you can be sure he's glad he stayed now. This time Chytil with the flick on, but it's all about that pace there from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 to surge away fairly comfortably too from Bubania. Perhaps the goalkeeper could have done better at his near post, but there's plenty of force behind that strike. And credit to Adam 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 of Bayer Leverkusen. It's now Montenegro 1, Czechia 4. And that break in play allowed Matušek to come on for Chytil, who added an assist to go with that earlier goal. His was the opener. Fairly complete performance from the man wearing 10 tonight for Czechia. And Šárkić, who doesn't get too many opportunities. It's normally Milan Mijatovic who plays in goal for Montenegro. When it's not him, it's Daniel Petkovic. Šárkić has unfortunately conceded 4. Here's Samai between the lines. Is there a consolation for Montenegro? Their only goal is appearing a consolation at this stage. It needed a good save from Vaclík. Saw the ball late after it came through the crowd. Radulovic has got it back for the home side. Souček. Matušek beaten to it by Radulovic, who has emerged with credit this debut cameo off the bench. They've got him behind here, Kristovic. He can cut it back. Again, the door was slammed shut as Bakic tried to turn and shoot. Nothing wrong with the pivot. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰's had a good game back there, along with David Zimmer and Jakub Brabec. Yes, we've had a cooling break in the second half, but such is the scoreline. Given the category into which this match falls, a friendly, you would expect the referee will call time on the game as and when the clock hits 90. Provod has taken some punishment. Caught earlier on by Tomaszewicz that drew a yellow card, and he was clattered there too. As a consolation, he does have a goal though. Stronati. Matuszek can make it stick. He was right in his assessment, Miodrag Radulovic, the Montenegro head coach, when he said that Czechia are a quality side. They've proven that this evening. Just been able to find an extra gear when required. They had that scare at 2-1, even more so when they were leading 2-1 and Radulovic was through on goal, but that was a turning point in the match, that 𝓳𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 save from the 1-on-1. And then went on to add another couple of goals. It's not a flattering scoreline for his players. And now he'll be anxious that Montenegro don't concede a fifth with what will surely be the final passage of play. 𝓳𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 takes the ball in. It's overhit though. Montenegro will need to be a lot better than this when they go to Lithuania on the 7th of September. Czechia will be hoping for a repeat of this performance when they play Albania, another team from the Balkans, albeit that game is at home. Bakic. Radulovic does the tidying up. Lonchar made to hurry. 3 added minutes awarded. As Bubania strides forward. Matuszek does the tidying up. Still time then for Czechia to perhaps add a fifth. Montenegro maybe to give their fans one last goal to cheer about. The end of this very long 2022-23 season. Souček's going to pick up a caution for that. It was a tired challenge, having seen 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 get away from him. Cynical, it's a tap tackle in rugby just round the waist. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, having won the free kick, has earned the right to take this, particularly as Montenegro's only goal came from him. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 this time looks for a teammate, headed away by Zimmer. Still not properly cleared. Matuszek underneath it. Radulovic has done well, and he's won a free kick too. You can see why they have high hopes for this young man. Some of his progress was checked by him picking up glandular fever. He's very sharp now. Nearly 2 added minutes played, still 1 remaining. Montenegro finishing the game on the front foot despite the scoreline. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 teases it in. It's a good header clear there from Brabec. Brabec made an excellent block in the first half as well, to keep out Jankovic when he dropped the shoulder. And here he had the awareness just to help it on its way. Kristovic closing in behind him. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 with another set piece. This time it's away by Souček. Radulovic. Czechia can counter now. Radulovic went diving in and played the ball. 𝓳𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 again working the channel to good effect. Snaffled by Šakić. Radulovic One last foray forward, perhaps, if there's time. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. And still. This is Bakic, it's behind 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Montenegro have time to take a free kick. Another one right on the edge of the box. Several players now flagging. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 following through, really, on Hrstović. That's why the whistle went. May well have got a portion of the ball, but also took the man. Now Radulovic looks interested by this. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 there too, having already scored. My money's on 17, Andrea Radulovic, with what would surely be the last kick of the game. Instead it's 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, it catches the wall, and on we go. The referee in discussions with the fourth official. We have had plenty of substitutions, plus a cooling break. Radulovic with the cross, doesn't beat the first man. Matušek beaten to it by Šarkić. What a way to sign off the 2022-23 season from Czechia. A comfortable win for them in Podgorica on Jaroslav Šilhavý's 50th game in charge. They've scored 4 against Montenegro with 4 different scorers. Just a consolation in the end, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷's first goal for his country. But a couple of players pitched in with goals off the bench. It's defeat for Miodrag Radulovic. Chytil with the opener and an assist as well. Tomáš Souček once again played every single minute tonight. And he compliments 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 for his brilliant first goal for Montenegro. Plenty to work on ahead of September for the home side when their European Championship qualifying campaign resumes. Czechia look well placed to take their place amongst the sides in Germany next year. Full-time score in Podgorica. Montenegro 1, Czechia 4.